Are MK Dons the most hated club in the country, and are they a bigger club in League Two than anyone else, and are the potential one of the biggest clubs in League One? No, of course they're bloody not. What's going on? What am I reading from Scott Lindsay and Joe Tomlinson? I think it's Joe, whatever his name is, the left wing back for MK Dons. I can't believe it. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous what's coming out. I can't believe that these people are saying that their football club that they play for and they manage is bigger than Bradford City, than Notts County, than Birmingham City. You know, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely absurd. Wimbledon, Crewe, there's so many bigger clubs than MK Dons. I could go down into the depths of non-league. Scunthorpe are bigger than MK Dons. Rochdale, Oldham. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not gonna. But I might at the end of the video. I might just. I did contemplate the idea of doing a full video on this every club that's bigger than MK Dons. It would have been too long because it could have been. It could take up a lifetime. I could talk about every single club in the world because they're morally bigger, but they're probably actually bigger. Because MK Dons, I'll take you back to the 90s, Wimbledon struggling financially. They had to play at Sellers Park. They got sort of moved from Plough Lane to try and keep up with the financial records. I don't know the ins and outs of why they were struggling financially, but they were struggling. And then MK Dons and Pete Winkleman comes around and they go, "You're not a football club of yours, we're taking it off you." You know, pretty much. Franchise FC comes. They go about as Wimbledon. They change the name of Wimbledon to Milton Keynes Dons. They change the location of Wimbledon to Milton Keynes Dons and play at the MK Stadium. 30,000 stadium with no fans in it, soulless. Every fan who is there don't even support MK Dons. They support loads of different other clubs in London. They go to the ground not even wearing MK Dons shirts. They don't wear the club shirts. They wear other club team shirts. They go around wearing Haaland shirts. I mean, what in your mind? What in your right mind would you do that? You know, you go to your club not wearing your club shirts. So it ain't your club, is it? It's ridiculous. I mean, MK Dons in anyone's club, and it will never be anyone's club. If MK Dons ever do anything in their entire career, entire history, even get into a championship, oh, well done. You didn't have to come from the 10th tier, did you? It's always going to have an asterisk next to it because it's MK Dons. Dons. Nicked off Wimbledon, nicked off the real Dons. You know, they had to fight back. They had to get fan-owned club. The fans had to own their club to bring it back to life. They got 9 promotions. Not 9 promotions. It took them 9 years, basically, to get back to the EFL. And that's fantastic. And I'm so glad that they've stayed in the EFL. They got back up to League One. They're back into League Two now. At the same level as MK Dons, funnily enough. That Wimbledon that actually got to an FA Cup final in 1988 against Liverpool, one of the biggest, most memorable FA Cup finals of history, yeah, that is 10 times bigger than what MK Dons will ever do, and with an actual moral record of it as well. You know, because MK Dons now, they've got Qatari owners to make them even more away from their roots, you know, the roots. So that's going to just keep them even more a touch from English football. And, you know, fair enough, you know, investment groups and all these groups coming into football, it's good for football and all that, but it is wrong. But, you know, tomorrow's video I should be talking about it with touching on Tranmere's ownership coming in, but it's ridiculous. It's like preposterous, to quote Simon Jordan. It is honestly absurd, and they're a heinous football club. They're evil. What you know, that I can't even say the name without having a cringe in my stomach, having me insides feel like they're ripping apart, and I'm not even a Wimbledon fan. It's just wrong. It is absolutely wrong, and yeah, I mean, they're the most hated football club in the country. You know, not one of the biggest. You know, if they're bigger than most League One clubs, you know, Birmingham, one of the biggest clubs in the country. I think, you know, they'd be in the top 30, maybe top 40 clubs in the country. If they're nearly bigger than them, they're one of the biggest clubs in the country. So no, they're one of the most hated clubs, if not the most hated club, but for the wrong reasons. I know hooliganism, it shouldn't be celebrated at all. It is disgusting, and disgraceful more so. You know, and every club sort of did it in the 80s. Obviously, Bradford with the Bradford ointment, and all that. So, you know, I get it. And some of you watching will have been a hooligan. So I get all that. But even them aren't the most hated club in the country, and that's for the wrong reasons. You know, but you're looking at Millwall. Millwall are the big one. Everyone hates us, no one likes us. We are Millwall. You know, everyone hates them for the wrong reason of being a hooligan. But everyone hates MK Dons, not for any history for it. You know, that's the reason. They've got no history, they've got no connection, they stole a football club from someone. How can you say that you are bigger than League 1 clubs, than League 2 clubs? Bradford City, you know, it's ridiculous, and it's honestly just ridiculous. And I'm going to keep saying it because I'm absolutely flabbergasted that you've got players and manager coming out with this absolute rubbish. I can't honestly believe it. I really can't. The actual phrase was, and read Scott Lindsay's, because you know I saw his and I sort of laughed. But then when I saw the left wing back Tomlinson coming out saying, in reference to a manager, saying biggest club in the league, probably biggest in the league above. I mean, he can't even say League 1 because he's scared of going into League 1 because they come straight back down like they did last time. You know, I mean, obviously doing the playoffs before that season they came down, but again, you know, they're in the Championship, they're in League 1, and they weren't taken seriously. No one liked them because it's MK Dons, and like I say, with the ownership that'll come in, and no one will have any moral feelings for them because they are always going to be that club that stole at AFC Wimbledon, and they didn't have to work for it either. So yeah, let's just go through every club that's bigger than MK Dons then. Right, this will be fun. Birmingham, bigger than MK Dons. Wrexham, Wickham, Mansfield, Huddersfield, Exeter City, Reading, Barnsley, Stockport, Lincoln, Charlton, Peterborough, Stevenage, Bolton, Bristol Rovers, Blackpool, Rotherham, Wigan, Northampton Town, Leyton Orient, Crawley Town, former manager of Scott Lindsay, again lacking morals clearly if he's going a step below to a club that shouldn't even exist, Shrewsbury Town, Cambridge United and Burton. Other clubs that are bigger than MK Dons are Port Vale, Walsall, Notts County, Doncaster, Bradford City, of course, Crewe Alexandra, Grimsby, Barrow, Chesterfield, AFC Wimbledon, the real Dons. Gillingham, Newport County, skipping over MK Dons because they're about as big as an ant. Newport County, Fleetwood Town, Salford City, Harrogate Town, Cheltenham, Tranmere, Bromley, Colchester, Accrington, Swindon, Carlisle, Morecambe. Any other clubs that are bigger than MK Dons? Yes, they are. Forest Green Rovers, York City, Barnet, Rochdale, Gateshead, Oldham, Halifax Town. Obviously bigger than this small club in MK Dons, who no one even supports. No one likes them. Yeovil, Eastleigh, Dagenham and Redbridge, Solihull Moors, Tamworth, Sutton United, Altrincham, Southend United, Aldershot Town, who Bradford City playing the FA Cup, Hartlepool, much bigger, especially with fan base, great fans, Maidenhead, Woking, Braintree, Brainfog, Fylde, Boston United, Wealdstone and Ebbsfleet United, all bigger than MK Dons. Next, Scunthorpe, humongously bigger than MK Dons, Chorley, Curzon Ashton, Kingsley Town, Hereford, Alfreton, Spennymoor Town, Leamington, Chester, Kidderminster Harriers, Southport, Brackley, Scarborough, bigger, Warrington, South Shields, Buxton, Farsley Celtic, the mighty Farsley, Darlington, Peterborough Sports, Radcliffe, the owner of Manchester United. No, it is a football club. They are 20th in the National League North. They're bigger than MK Dons. Rush Hall, Olympic, Oxford City, Marine, Needham Market, even a market are bigger than MK Dons. Bloody hell. Farnborough, Western Supermare, Torquay, Truro, Hemel Hempstead Town, Eastbourne Borough, Slough, The Office, Slough, they're bigger. Tunbridge Angels, they lost to Bradford City 7-1 or 9-1 or something in the FA Cup under Stuart McCall when we nearly got relegated. They're bigger. Boreham Wood, Dorking, obviously Dorking, they're 10 times bigger. Worthing, Chesham, who the bloody hell are Chesham? Chelmsford, Hampton and Richmond, Salisbury, I thought that were placed in Australia, Relling, Chippenham, Bath, even a bathtub are bigger than MK Dons, Maidstone, Hornchurch, Enfield, Aveley, St Albans City and Weymouth. I could go on and on and on. Fackley, they're 10 times bigger than MK Dons. I could go on and on and on down the pyramids and they're bigger than MK Dons, but I'm not going to do it because I bore you to tears. Who are bigger than MK Dons? Definitely not anyone from League 1, definitely not anyone from League 2, and definitely not Fackley. Have a good one.